Hello, my intention is to talk to you about Equinox Consulting. I'd like to welcome you to our website and welcome you also to some of the exciting things that we've done over the years. The story of Equinox Consulting is a long, hard journey. There have been many pleasurable moments along the line based on the successes that we have achieved in working with various groups and various people from ethnic minorities, black and disadvantaged communities. We started Equinox Consulting 28 years ago because at that time there was as pressing a need for a black consultancy to set up to do some of the work that had been left undone amongst the African and Caribbean community in this country, Britain. We started because there was a time when there was an underrepresentation of African Caribbean people in business, and we're wondering what the issues were, whether the issues were based on discrimination or whether the issues were just about the fact that people did not want to venture into business. We carried out some work, some research work, and we found out that it wasn't really an issue about the will of people to set up in business, but it was more about the fact that they were at a disadvantage when they wanted to set up in business. There were problems along the lines. There were classic problems of lack of marketing, lack of funding, lack of good premises, lack of adequate personnel with which to actually set up a business and run the business properly. The banks were unwilling to lend. The banks were questioning the ideas of various people who wanted to set up in business. So we set up Equinox Consulting to provide them with some management support to be able to help those who really wanted to go into business. We set up training courses over the years that were sponsored by the Manpower Services Commission and the training agency. We ran business development courses, we ran growth courses, we helped businesses with providing feasibility studies. We actually helped them by taking them into the bank to try and source funding for them. And we continued to do this until there were other pressing problems. For instance, by the 90s, there was a problem with black people getting jobs. There were enough qualified people who had been to school, who had admirable qualifications, but who probably did not do as well in terms of their progress within the job scene. And there were also a lot of redundancies along the line that affected a lot of people from the African Caribbean community. So we set up to provide again training programs. We ran customized training programs in both the hard and soft skills. We ran management development programs that would actually help some of the professionals keep their skills warm by volunteering with businesses and community groups so that they were able to then apply for new jobs based on the new experience. We set up again working with various volunteer groups. We did that because we realized that we needed a fast pace of economic development within the African and Caribbean community, and those things were not happening. So we helped set up community groups in different sectorial areas. For those groups, we helped them draw up business plans. We helped them do evaluations. We ran training programs again. We carried out feasibility studies for community properties so that they would be able to work and actually be the voice of their community. Over the years, we've worked with a variety of different groups, grassroots people. We've worked with umbrella community organizations, and we think that we are at a stage where we need to remarket again our services to those groups. This is not remarketing based on just nostalgia, but there are real things that are happening now within the big society. We need to be engaged. We need to find new ways of problems, finding solutions to often untractable problems. The services that we offer are varied, but those services are based on the experience over the years and the expertise that we have acquired in working with these groups. So, for instance, when we offer services in facilitation and away days, is to help people, voluntary organizations, people in the civil society organization, to actually draw up the strategy for their growth and also for their survival. When we carry out evaluations, is to be able to provide a test to find the impact of the funding that they received so that they can continue to receive more funding. When we undertake feasibility study, it's about looking at the utility of spaces that we get so that we are able to utilize these spaces for worthwhile services so that we are also able to account for this service economically. So when we also offer services in the other areas of board training, management training, capacity building, it's about working with groups so that they are able to show that that they achieve their targets so that they are also able to account for funding that they've done. And of course, we still work in enterprise, we still work in economic development. And we believe that the services we offer are as relevant today as they were 28 years when we set up. So when we say that at Equinox Consulting, we add value to the work that we do for clients, it is because we have applied some sensitivity, and we believe that the diversity of this multicultural, multi-ethnic country should never, ever be sacrificed on the altar. We believe that we are also part of the big society. Thank you for listening to me.